I found the reading this week very interesting for small group communication because it's been a while since I've been a part of a group project or situation. I graduated about a year and a half ago from dental hygiene school, and since then I've been in online only school here at Minnesota. So I haven't been put in any group projects where I'd be face to face having to truly communicate with a group of people. But to start out with the first question, I thought it was really interesting that the difference between men and women are that women tend to be more friendly in group situations. Or I also thought it was interesting in the reading when they said that women tend to use a lot of exclamation points during online communication too, to make themselves appear more friendly and more approachable in a group situation. The reading stated that men are typically more influential in group situations, but when a woman is added to a group, it pretty much evens out with who is putting in the ideas, and there's no real leader of the group. I think it was also interesting that women tend to be better leaders in relationship-oriented groups. Again, just coming off more friendly and also having that influential aspect can kind of make a difference between men and women put in groups. For gender, ethnicity, and culture impact, I thought it was important that they stated that people of different cultures and ethnicities can bring different strengths to the group and different perspectives. They stated in the reading that non-English speaking group members can have difficulty maybe relating to a group, or people would be shy about adding them into their group, but it was refreshing to read that they can have different strengths, and even if being the main speaker or the main idea contributor to a group, they would have different strengths such as data collection and research and of that. So I think having people of different cultures and ethnicities could bring a lot of different perspectives and ideas, and ultimately make a group situation more interesting and probably more beneficial to the other group members in the way they learn about the specific topic they could be talking about. For assigned and first emergent groups, I kind of interpreted that as an assigned group is something that you are more or less forced into doing, as a teacher would assign a group of people that didn't have a choice in being put together, or a boss puts you and a couple co-workers together to work on a project, where you don't really have a choice of picking the group that you were put into. I would say an emergent group is the opposite, though. You have a choice of which group you want to be put into. You choose the circumstances that you work together, where and when, and ultimately it's just a group of people that want to come together to help one another achieve a single task or a project together. Observable characteristics of group culture. I said for two examples of observable diversity was classroom groups, or even at work sometimes too, can be a short-lived group situation, and that they're more formal. There's not many inside joking, or you're not getting off task. You assign your tasks, you get them done, and you give your presentation. It's more, even if it could last a couple weeks or months, it's not a long-term group that you would be spending a lot of time with, and even though there'd probably be a lot of communication during that time, it isn't long-term. And the other group was friend groups that I chose. This would be more of a group that's coming together. You have your inside jokes, you have your rules of behavior throughout the group. You kind of know what to expect of each other, and I think those are two pretty observable differences between the two groups. A group that was more, I guess, assigned, and then one is more emergent. So, and then my personal experience with group projects have always been really good. I think from a very early age on, we've been put in situations where we need to be in group projects, mainly for school purposes. But I've never had an issue where group members don't put in enough work or you feel like you're doing all the work. I try to, whenever I approach a group situation, I try to delegate the roles, make sure we're staying in communication, whether it's through our phones, through email, or face to face, where we're seeing each other daily. One example would be from in dental hygiene school, we did a lot of group projects or presentations that would require PowerPoints or different research topics. And because we all had the same common goal, it was a lot easier. We all needed to pass the class. We all needed to get a good grade. And having that common goal produced a lot of good communication because everybody wanted to put the work in, wanted to have their specific role, and then when it all came together, it was a lot easier to give our presentations and receive the grade we wanted. So overall, I would say group communication is really a beneficial thing, and it was very interesting to learn about small group communication and how that benefits different genders, cultures, ethnicities, and how it can all come together and work well.